Hi guys, this is going to be a bit of a teardown I think. Went out to the recycling centre at Thornbury and bought 3 items for £1. Recycling centre, it's where they normally put stuff in the recycling, but if the stuff's good enough they put it in a shop for sale. Very cheap. Bought 3 items, total price £1, so this was 33p. I looked at it and I thought, what on earth is it? Turning the wheels, I can see it's got differential on the back there. Front wheels are, what do we call that? Is that epicyclic or something? Where they are off centre, so it'll bounce around as it goes along. It didn't have any batteries in it. I put fresh batteries in it. It's got a 3-position switch, and when you push it down it operates a micro switch. I don't know if you can hear it, there's a little bit of a clicking noise. If I push it the other way we get a sound effect as well. Speakers there, battery box there, and just here it says, I don't suppose the camera will pick it up, but it does actually say serial number 644825/644825E5C. Copyright 2017, Little Tikes, made in China. MGA Entertainment Limited, 50 Presley Way, Crown Hill, Milton Keynes, MK80ES, Bucks, UK. And down here it says it complies to FCC rules of operation. There's a few other serial numbers on it. Anyway, as you can see, I've put fresh batteries in it. It makes a noise, but it doesn't work. I've looked it up, which is unusual for me. I've looked it up on YouTube, found a few videos. So in the video description, I've created a little playlist with some videos just for this. It's called A Little Tikes Squeezoos, as in squeeze and zoo, Squeezoos bubble bus. And it should, when you press it, it should go along. I think it might be bump and go. Whatever it does change direction and go backwards and forwards and turns. But there's no control over it. It's not radio controlled or anything like that. It's soft, and the Squeezoo characters that go in it are also soft. A sort of farm animal sort of shape, roughly. And you squeeze them, I think their lights come on. You could have a look at the videos that I found anyway. So, if I push these 2 clips in and get the top off, there's nothing in there, no switches or anything. And then if I undo these 4 screws we can get the bottom off. So I'll do that and we'll have a look. Right, I've taken the screws out. So cover comes off. You can see these push switches at either end for releasing the lid. That's our, well, we'll call it suspension for now. So push switch there, push switch there. If we turn it back the other way, but the motors aren't operating. So I think the easiest thing for me to do is just connect a battery straight on there and see if the motors turn. Yeah. So that's okay. So motor works. There's no loose wires there, which rather means that the controller has probably died in some way or other. I have already looked at this. I took it apart already, trying to figure out what it did. That was before I looked it up on YouTube. I was rather hoping it might have been radio controlled. That would have made it interesting, but it isn't. It's autonomous, isn't the word? It does what it wants. So under here we have, if I can turn it over carefully, a black blob to do the controlling. And then I would guess, if I use my magnifying glass, that's probably the H-bridge controlling the motor. I'll take the camera off the tripod and do a close-up, see if we can identify it. But that is the most likely thing that's dead, I think. Where were we? Yeah, could just, those two. Yeah, if I connect it that way, the wheels go in opposite directions. Connect it that way, they're both going forwards. That is the H-bridge, but it's not faulty. If I go on positive or battery and bypass everything and go direct to there, and to the other one, so that's working. How about if we go to this side of that little, I don't know if that's a resistor or a diode. Yeah, that's working. So you do get the feeling it's actually the black blob itself that's dead. There's a clicking noise. Which I think is coming out of the speaker. Try and push it with my finger and see if that. Yeah, don't know. But it looks like we've got a problem in here. So go on the positive, go on the, well, there's a test point there which goes through that. I think that's a little resistor. I can't quite see with my eyes. Well, it says R2 next to it. And then that goes to this H bridge, which will then drive the motor. So if I go on the other one, it goes in reverse, or turn mode to be more honest. So I'll just move that up a bit so you can see the wheels. I don't think you'll be able to tell which way they're going anyway. So positive, test point, forward, positive, test point. This one's going reverse, that one's going forwards. So yeah, H-bridge is okay, motor's okay, but we're not getting an output to tell it to drive the motors. I could replace that with a little radio control receiver, and we could remotely control it for what it's worth, or I could just take it apart for the bits. I mean, that's a nice little gearbox there. And if you run it in reverse, then it turns, and if you run it forwards, it goes forwards. Well, after a lot of fussing around and chasing my tail, I found out what the problem is. The batteries in there are not good enough. I've just doubled them up by adding in these 4 batteries in parallel, so it's still the same voltage, but we've got double the capacity. And now so there's nothing wrong with it. I was just using duff batteries. How frustrating. So, I'll put fresh batteries in it and see if it still works. I've taken out the batteries I was using, put absolutely fresh batteries in. And those batteries I was using weren't bad. According to my little meter, they were good, but they weren't good enough. So absolutely fresh. They've probably got shares in the battery company. Wrong way round. That's it. Right, we'll try it on the floor. Switch it on. Oh. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? Wonderful. I mean, it is only aimed at the youngest kids, isn't it? Not really for granddads like me. Oh. It isn't bump and go, it doesn't turn round. Yeah, I must say it is tempting to make that radio control, but I'd have to put steering on it as well, wouldn't I, to make it really interesting. I don't know, because it wouldn't go in reverse, because that gearbox does differential steering when it goes in reverse. I might just donate it back to a charity shop. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Probably. Hey, thanks for watching. There's plenty of videos on my main channel with more added daily, so don't forget to subscribe and enable the notifications to keep you up to date with my new releases. You can help keep my channel running by donating $1 on Patreon to buy me coffee. You can always find more information
in the video description. Thanks again for watching.